Mandy's stuck in construction, so Mandy's stuck in construction. For sure. Yeah, but we may have to do it without.
Good evening and welcome to the July 24th, 2024 Henry County Commissioners Meeting. If you would, please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you could remain standing for a short prayer. Our Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity to be together this evening. Please watch over us as we do our work for the county. Please keep us safe, and God bless America. Amen. Have the commissioners had an opportunity to review the minutes from the last meeting?
Make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Motion passes 3-0. Have the commissioners had an opportunity to review the claims?
Make a motion to accept claims as presented.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Motion passes 3-0. Have the commissioners had an opportunity to review the payroll?
Make a motion to accept the payroll as presented.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Motion passes 3-0. Next, we have 5 reports.
Actually, I'm going to interrupt you. So this down here where it says Sheriff Sproles Henry County Jail Inspection Report, that should be listed up here with these reports as well.
We have a sheriff's report on the equipment fund. Henry County Sheriff's Office Equipment Fund. Beginning balance of $48,783, receipts of $16,000.
163,000.
$163,542, disbursements, $197,432, ending balance of $14,892.
I'll make a motion to approve or accept, excuse me.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. We also have a report from the Sheriff's Department about the Inmate Trust Fund. The fund name is Inmate Trust Fund. Beginning balance $35,529.60. Receipts of $766,552.36. Disbursements of $779,575.64, which brings an ending balance of $22,506.32.
I'll make a motion to accept the report as presented.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to accept the report. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. We also have a Sheriff Sproles Henry County Jail Inspection Report.
I don't know that it's in the packet. But we all received it, and I know, I'm pretty sure we've all read it, so I will make the motion to approve the inspection report.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. We have a weights and measures report from June 16th to July 15th.
Motion to approve or accept.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes 3-0. We have an Innovative Technical Solutions June report.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. We also have an ANR Pipeline Company Sulphur Springs Compressor Station permit renewal for the approval of the permit. We have that.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. Next, we have a list of food and beverage claims. The first list is for Newcastle Glass and Mirror LLC. It's for the Veterans Museum. Affidavit number 2016-72, invoice 15-11805 for $78.58.
Motion to, go ahead.
I was gonna say, motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Do you desire me to read each one of these, or do you want to hear about the?
I think you could read each of the claims and make a motion to accept it.
Okay.
Whole, you're so fine.
Claim number 2, Yanks Mannequin LLC, Veterans Museum, affidavit number 2016-73, invoice number 005907, $250. Number 3, Past Perfect Museum Software for the Veterans Museum, affidavit number 2016-74, invoice number 9062271 for $1,255. Number 4 is for the Courier Times, care of Paxson Media Group, for the Shelter House, affidavit number 2016-75, invoice 7001657 for $67.74. Number 5, SBK Construction for the Shelter House, affidavit number 2016-76, invoice number 2031 for $37,452.58. Item number 6, Browning Day, Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame, invoice number 34547 for $8,550. Item number 7, Marguson Graphics and Signs, EDC VIP project, project number 5 for $32,541.51, affidavit number 201677. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve items number 2 through 7 for the food and beverage claims. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Motion passes 3-0. I do not see or hear.
Go ahead, the ordinance that I gave you, that.
I do not see or hear Corey Murphy for an EDC update. Chamber of Commerce update. No insurance update at this time. Miss Angela Cox indicated she did not have anything for the group this evening. Is that correct? I don't see Brian. For the Highway Department, do you have anything now, Joe, that you want to go over?
I have 2 items this evening. First one is a contract with SJCA for countywide bridge inspection for the years 25 through 28. This is a federally funded requirement We get 80% reimbursement for all these costs. Total cost to inspect all the bridges and do load ratings on several is $492,059.55. This is the standard NDOT agreement. Joel's reviewed it.
I'm waiting for Steve to ask a standard question.
What, does he have the money to pay
Yeah,
for it?
uh-huh,
Well, he's getting reimbursed for 80% of
yeah,
it,
I know.
so,
Yeah, so you gotta pay it up front, but
yeah.
Absolutely. I'll make the motion to approve. You've reviewed it all. Yep. Yep. And it's the standard one, same one that we do just about every year. Same one we do every year.
yeah, it's a 4-year contract.
Or every, yeah.
Yeah, every 4 years, we have to update it, yes, with new contract.
So I will make the motion to accept.
Second.
Motion's been made to second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0.
And this was, we did look at it, 3 of us, and reviewed all the proposals. We took, requests for proposals as the federal highway requires. And SJCA was the one that was chosen, so. Yeah. All right, next item is, pavement markings. We need to redo some of our pavement markings. And, the contractor who we've been dealing with, Accurate Striping, for the last, 3 years, is willing to extend their price again. I mean, if I can get that, I mean, you can't beat it. So I have an agreement for a price extension that Joel put together, and wanted get your approval to do that, and we can get those done here by winter.
And these are the same prices from 21, 22, and 23.
Yes.
It's a no-brainer. I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Motion passes 3-0.
Do you have a copy?
Yeah, Debbie, you have a copy, you have an original copy. I have a copy here too.
I can give you the copy.
Yeah.
And I have a copy of the contract for the bridge inspection that we have places marked where we have to sign.
Also more news. Bridge 126, which is Garner Street Bridge, east of State Road 3, is scheduled to close August 5th.
August 5th, Garner Street Bridge is scheduled to close August the 5th. I'm just
Yeah.
repeating it, so.
It's,
anybody that hears out there.
so that tells me he has a limited time that he can keep that closed. So that tells me he should finish by winter.
Okay,
Okay, so he could have done it this fall, or he could have done it next spring. And he's chosen to do it in the fall. So that's good. We can get it done and get it open.
yeah, get it over
Okay.
with. Yep.
Any other questions?
I had it on my list to bring up, but now that you're standing up here, it may be Braden, Braden's on vacation though.
Yeah.
There's a sinkhole that has reared its ugly head over by the sheriff's department.
Yes. They've called locates, got to have a locate before we start digging.
Okay,
So they're gonna dig. I got a feeling that they might find that some of those pipes they had put in,
for the sewer line?
that the compaction or something's wrong. Because when they paved that, it was solid. So I think there may be, the locates will tell us what's underneath there. So they can dig it out and put it back together. And hopefully I gotta make sure they need to be taking a lot of pictures when they do it, open it up. Yeah, because that wouldn't normally happen, no. And I don't think there's a storm sewer that runs through there. I know there's that sanitary runs through there. Okay, and I figure that's probably what it is. We'll have to keep our eye on it. All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Surveyor Steve Rust. Auditor Debbie Walker. Memorial Park. Rita, do you have anything for the park? I don't
Not
believe
right
so.
now.
Thank you. Ryan True. Thank you. Mandy Fleming.
Hello. So you guys should have in your folders a balance billing ordinance. Same ordinance that I brought up, I don't know, I think November of last year, maybe.
Mhm.
And we pulled it timing for timing purposes, really more than anything. I'm bringing it back now. The council's really wanting me to pass a balance billing ordinance. It's not gonna hurt us. It's gonna maybe cause some conflict out in the community, but mainly because I think people misunderstanding what balance billing is. Balance billing will really only affect those that have like private insurance, and because when it comes to Medicaid and Medicare, you can't balance bill them. And that's probably about 70% of who we bill. I don't think this is gonna move the dial too much. We did have ambulance billing do numbers for us late last year. Basically amounted to right at 30,000. If we maintained where we were at and built the way that we build, that was about all it was gonna draw for us. So at the time it was, do we really want to push this right now for that much? But something's better than nothing. So I think now's probably a good time to try it, see if it'll move the dial. As we grow and our demographic grows, that will grow. But right now, primarily what we do is going to be that percentage of people that we can't, 20% is who it's probably going to affect, but we can take hardships. Medi-Cal is set up to take hardships. And then they can also call direct if they have another reason. We don't want to make anyone's life worse, but we are one of only two ourselves in the city, in this county, it's almost unheard of now that you don't balance bill, and it's for survival.
Mhm.
So it's exactly the same as it was last year. Nothing's changed. All the rates are the same. And it affects the same amount of people as it did then.
Could you explain how balance billing works with those who have private insurance and the process a synopsis of the process that would take place?
Yes, so balance billing what would be similar to a copay. And the reason that I say that is it's not what's 100% left of what we charged. And because we know insurance right off the bat is going to start picking things off. They're never just going to pay what you ask them to pay. So they're going to pick all of that off. And then we are allowed to balance bill a private insurance and a supplemental insurance for a percentage of that. And I think they go out 3 bills. It's like 90 days before they even go to the next step. I will be aware of that. I can see that in real time. And then there's steps. I did clarify there will be emails that go out if you're unable to pay this, or if you need a payment plan, or you need a reduction, they can absolutely reach out. So say we bill for what would be the equivalent of $100, then they could reach out and say, I just can't afford this. We would say, can you afford anything? And if they can't, then they can't. Then we discharge that. And I would bring that to the commissioners and say, here's what I have. I think it needs to be discharged. Do you agree? And if we did, we discharge it. So there's plenty of options. We're not trying to make a difficult situation worse. The last thing anyone wants is a big bill to show up in their mailbox, and it's not 100% of what's left. I think people assume balance billing, that's what it is. And it's never going to be that, because they're going to pick it apart. And then they're going to say, here's based on your insurance and what you purchased, here's what your percentage that you need to cover of this is. So, and it's based on their insurance. I'm not going to know what that is necessarily until I start seeing those come in.
other questions?
Mhm.
I will make the motion to approve ordinance 2024-07-24-005. I guess I jumped the gun. Joel read it.
Yeah, you probably should read at least the part of that. I mean, you can indicate schedule charges here, the front paragraph, too.
Okay.
Because that's the part that's about building. we're talking about.
Is it time to ask Angela what she has to say?
Oh, I'm sorry, Angela. I didn't see you standing there.
It's good. I
No,
didn't want to
that's
interrupt.
okay. I wanted to come up here and just kind of help support my colleague a little bit. So this is a nationwide problem. So what she is asking is not something that a lot of ambulance services nationwide are doing. But it is such an issue and is causing such a medical hardship financially on individuals that our representative Brad Barrett authored a bill and it was passed. So it'll be House Enrolled Act 1385, but it doesn't take effect until January 1. So we still have a good 6 months of revenue loss, you know, that the ambulance service will get. And so with House Bill 385, requires insurance companies to provide payment to a non-participating ambulance service provider for ambulance service provided to a covered individual. The legislation caps the payment amount to the lesser of one of these three things: a rate established by the county or municipality where the service originated, 400% of the Medicare's ambulance reimbursement rate. And that right there will go nationwide because Medicare is nationwide. So that will make all of these ambulance services be able to recoup. So if they charge $100, then they have to pay us 400, is that right? 500, whatever, 400% of that, or the ambulance providers billed charges. So for the first time, we've got legislation aimed at the insurance companies who are driving the force for us to have to come and ask for these
Mhm.
heartbreaking things that I guess that we're asking for. There's help coming just to,
Yeah,
make
it'll
everybody
be a slow
happy.
trickle. And
It
again, our
will.
fees that you're getting ready to read are based off, we just made it across the board the same as the city.
Yeah.
So, and again, that will be picked apart. They may sound high. That'll be completely picked apart by insurance. That's a base fee based on averages. So yeah, that legislation is going to help. I also know they're reevaluating. You had taken some survey and we all kind of provided information for that. So I mean, hopefully people are waking up to the fact that you don't need less services, you need more, and they don't need less money. They need more money. But the biggest part of that has me excited is that they have 30 days. Because obviously, with our lapse in billing, we're still getting payments in from January.
Mhm.
That is a ridiculous amount of time to get paid for a service. And you can't track how long it's going to take something to come in. This puts a halt on that, which is going to be very beneficial for healthcare across the board. So.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that explanation and the support from the health department. Should I read the item number 2 before we vote on this?
I think so.
Okay, item number 2, each person receiving service will be billed at the above rates for service provided. After application of payment for any third-party payer, if any, persons receiving ambulance or EMS service will be obligated to pay the balance owed for services received at the rates set forth above, subject to applicable law.
So now I will make the motion to approve ordinance number 2024-07-24005.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bill Upchurch. Bill Upchurch is good. Tim Welsh is not here. Okay, the next, we have quotes and proposals. We have an IT request for a Zoom room camera. Quote for total project cost is $400.12. The Zoom Room camera. In May, we updated the Zoom Room equipment for the Commissioners' meeting room. In completing the upgrades of the equipment, we attempted to keep as much existing equipment as possible. One item that has remained is the gallery camera mounted in the balcony area.
Nope. There we go.
This is an IP-based camera with limited functionality. After using the new equipment for the past several weeks, we have determined that the new camera setup is much easier to use. With that in mind, I obtained a quote to update/replace the old gallery camera with a matching camera used for the podium.
Now you can point back here. There you go. So this cost includes the camera installation. It's more difficult to control the camera that's coming and showing us. We can't zoom in, we can't modify it. And so Jeff had presented me with this quote.
Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve.
I always hate spending money on this stuff because I don't understand all of it, but I'll second it.
Motion been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes 3-0. In new business, we need to change the meetings for the month of September, November, and December.
So the week of the meeting in September the 25th, we will be at AIC conference. So we need to move that one.
What's the pleasure of the commissioners for the movement of the 25th of September date?
You want to move it to the 18th? Does
Move to the
anybody have,
18th?
I don't think there's any other meetings.
We're all right on the 18th.
I'm sorry, please?
I said, I think we're all right on the 18th. I didn't bring it up, but
I think we are too.
So is that a motion?
I will make the motion to move September's meeting from the 25th to the 18th at 6 o'clock. Oh, that's right. We would be doing back to back. Hmm. Yeah,
say we can just do one that month.
yeah. Oh, do you want to just do it on the 18th instead of the 11th? And that way Debbie suggested we just do one on the 18th and move the 11th. That way, if we just do one that month. What's your thoughts on that? Any thoughts?
I don't
Joe?
have any thoughts. I don't care.
You don't
It's
have any?
fine.
You're fine? Okay,
Yes.
so let me rescind my motion and I will make the motion to cancel the meeting on the 11th at 11 o'clock, cancel the meeting on the 25th at 6 o'clock, and have only one meeting September the 18th at 6 o'clock.
That's the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes 3-0.
Okay. The next one is November
November the
27th,
27th.
and that's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Do we want to move it or do the same thing in November? And do it, not have the 13th or the 27th and do it on the 20th?
Unless you wanted to move it to the 26th and have it
Right,
Tuesday.
yeah. I'm okay either way, move it to the 26th.
Is there a motion for the 26th?
I'll make the motion to move the meeting on the 27th to the 26th. I guess, Joel, we should ask if your schedules, you're watching your schedule as we do this? Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so to move it on the 26th at 6 o'clock.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes 3-0.
And then in December, the 25th, oh, we had already discussed this when we did the schedule, but maybe we didn't.
I thought we did too, although it already had been moved to the 18th, I thought, but
So I guess
or we can
I
do
hate
just
to,
one.
at the end of the year, only have one meeting at the end of the year. I guess we could. Why don't we move the 25th to the 23rd? Can we do that on a Monday? On the 23rd? Yeah,
I'd say we eliminate that one.
you want to eliminate that meeting and just have the meeting on the 11th?
Yep.
Yeah, we can call a special meeting if we need to. Okay, I'll make the motion to eliminate the meeting on the 25th. And the-
Second,
Motion been made and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes 3-0.
Yep. So in September, let me get to September. We are canceling the meeting on the 11th and canceling the meeting on the 25th. And we will have the meeting on the 18th at 6 o'clock. And then in November, I forgot what we did.
26.
26th, okay, yes. We canceled the meeting on the 27th and are having it on the 26th at 6 o'clock. Yeah, we'll have two in November. And then in December, we're canceling the meeting on the 25th and we will have the meeting on the 11th at 11 o'clock. And then if need be, we can always call a special meeting to cover anything else for the rest of the year.
Our next item of business are the cleaning bids.
So we tabled this, not the last meeting, but the meeting before, because we couldn't find where contract ended. We did pull Ashley's contract. There is no end date on it. So the question becomes is, do we want to put the cleaning contracts out to bid?
Are you asking?
Just asking a question. Do we want to put the cleaning contracts out to bid?
Are we doing that for year end?
Well, since we don't really know when any of them, I would almost, I guess you, what, for year end to start in January, is that what you're,
Yes.
yep, is that a motion?
Well, I would say that would probably make the most sense if we're going to do this, because that gives everybody a few months to figure out what they're gonna bid.
Okay,
Then we can take it under advisement at the end of the year.
okay,
So I will make that a motion.
to have the bids ready for December 11th meeting
I would say, or November's.
or
Would make
November?
sense. This way we can go over and decide by December, make it effective January.
Okay, so do you have a preference on date? November, December? With your
Well, I'd
motion?
say by November's meeting, we should have whatever quotes.
And then make the
the-
decision at the December meeting?
Yep.
I will second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes 3-0. Next, we have a letter in regards to Tim Welsh, a resignation letter. Do you want this letter in the records, read in the records, or? Okay. We have received a letter from Tim Welsh. He has been acting as the Henry County Emergency Management Officer in charge and has been doing a wonderful job, EMA Director. He will be effectively resigning from that position September 1st, 2024. Be taking up a new position with the Newcastle Schools. We thank Tim for his diligent work.
I would like to say that as his liaison, he has done a great job in the year or so. I don't remember when he got hired, honestly. It's been a pleasure to work with him. He has put his whole self into this position and has done some great things, so he will be greatly missed. He is looking and talking to some people to recommend a replacement for him. So hopefully he will have that at the next meeting or so before he leaves in September.
Next item of business is a memorandum of understanding with the Henry County Healthy Communities. This is a memorandum of understanding entered into between Henry County, Indiana, acting through the Board of Commissioners and Healthy Communities of Henry County and Indiana nonprofit corporation, Healthy Communities. Henry County is a record owner of numerous parcels that were acquired for use as a recreational trail. Healthy Communities, as part of its charitable activities, works to develop and maintain the properties for use as a recreational trail. From time to time, issues arise regarding parcels dedicated for trail use. The parties wish to memorialize the process that will be followed regarding certain issues related to the trails that are likely to occur. Now, therefore, it is agreed, authority to direct removal of obstructions. Healthy Communities may notify the Board of Commissioners of any obstruction that prevents or impairs the use of any developed trail for its intended purpose, or that prevents or impairs the improvement or maintenance of any property for trail purposes. The Board of Commissioners shall review any obstructions reported by Healthy Communities, and if the obstruction prevents or impairs the use of or the development of a trail, the Board of Commissioners shall utilize reasonable means to remove the obstruction. Authorizations for trail crossings, relocation of trails, and installation of utilities. Healthy Communities shall inform the Board of Commissioners of any request to construct a driveway or other path to cross an improved trail or to cross a trail with equipment or machinery on a recurring basis. Of any request to relocate a trail for purpose of developing adjacent property, and of request to locate utilities under or within property owned by Henry County for trail purposes. The Board of Commissioners shall review any request and obtain input from Healthy Communities regarding such requests, regardless of whether the request was first made to Healthy Communities or to the Board of Commissioners, prior to approving or denying any request described in this paragraph. Periodic consultation. From time to time, Healthy Communities shall consult with the Board of Commissioners regarding the use and development of the trails on property owned by Henry County. No third-party beneficiaries. This memorandum of understanding is for the benefit of the parties and their respective successors and assigns. There is no third-party beneficiaries of this memorandum of understanding, all of which is agreed and binding as of the date set forth above. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Oh, sure.
I'll rescind that for now then.
Is there anything in there about a regulated drains? About that easement? Because we have several easements across there. I don't want to be restricted to anything in there to do my work, even though we have an easement. I think it needs to be put in there that that's excluded out of that whole thing.
Sound like I just assumed it'd be under utilities, but
Yeah, but that utility is different from a easement, what I got.
should we add that to that?
Yeah, we can add some kind of paragraph, it's not intended to interfere with any regulated drainage,
I'm saying right away
So-
or easement. that-
And can we include that if they do something, putting culvert pipes or anything, I get notified when it's in our easement because they don't do that. Because
don't
we
have a
have
problem.
tiles underneath those culverts, and you know, being on the drainage board, we've ran across this, that those tiles we could replace while they're putting them new culvert pipes in. So they go put a new culvert pipe in and my tile goes bad, I gotta cut through there and tear all that stuff up when we could do it in the process and at least put it new underneath that trail. So I'd like that put in there.
I'd say we could approve this pending that paragraph being added.
Okay.
Yeah,
and reviewed.
because that just protects that's communication.
Sure.
They're wanting communication and that's what I've asked. They stay in contact with us.
I don't have a problem with that,
Okay.
if you're okay with it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fine.
Okay, so you're making the motion, pending all of the additions that the surveyor has requested for his
Yep.
duties. I will second that.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. Next, we have a library event, November 14th.
So the library contacted me yesterday or day before yesterday, I can't remember which. They had just learned that former state representative Tom Saunders had written a book. And they would like to have an event for his book, and they thought that it would be fitting to have it here in the courtroom. So they've asked if they can use the courtroom November the 14th at 7 PM. I have already checked the calendar. We don't have anything on the calendar, but we just need approval for them to have the event here.
Is that a motion?
No, I was just asking.
I don't have anything, so
Okay. So I will make a motion to approve the event for former state representative Tom Saunders with the library on November the 14th, 2024 at 7 PM.
second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. Next, we have map in regards to the Russ Huber 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Did everybody get a chance to look over what was provided from us? Any questions?
I do have a question, because I
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
I just looked it over just a minute ago. Why is it a 2021? That's not a misprint. That's an actual 2021.
It'll be used for the investigation division,
For what?
the investigation division.
Oh, okay. I thought you said the investigation of an individual.
No.
Sorry.
So we replaced one earlier this year with ARPA funds. We bought a 2021 Dodge Ram that fits in well where it's at being used. And we thought this is a way to get value out of our cars, because I just did I was working with Debbie today doing fixed assets. And I was over in the east lot trying to find some cars to check off the list, trying to get some value back out of the cars that we're taking out of service, because we've already spent that money. And this was a way to trade in some vehicles, get a vehicle back, and I think they'll owe us $5,001 upon completing this.
So these are the vehicles that are over there, or?
No, these are the
No.
vehicles that if we don't get rid of, we'll eventually make it to that lot.
They're on the east side of the jail.
Correct.
Okay.
These vehicles right now are still out on our back lot. So if some point we run out of parking like we have in the past, I'm trying to avoid ending up with vehicles back over there to just sit. If that makes sense. And try to get some money back out that we've already spent.
Let me finish reading. Are you reading?
Or are you talking to me? Yes, I was reading. I was
Okay.
looking to see how many miles was on the one you're getting. I didn't.
The lowest one, I think, is 50 some. The patrol vehicles are all in excess of 100,000.
No, I think he was
Well,
asking about
On the
the,
2021.
Oh, it's right around 40.
I'd rather see you purchase a new one, but
Well, without telling you where the vehicle's going, it fits in well to look like every other vehicle.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna ask the same question. He just asked the highway department, you guys have the money in one of your funds to pay the $5,000?
No, they will pay up. When we're done.
Oh, we owe. Oh, they owe. You're getting money. Okay,
They-
sorry, I didn't see that part.
No, they would owe the county $5,001.
Gotcha.
Not we
I
owe
just
them.
saw the $5,000, so,
Sorry, that's why we're here. So
Yep.
we're on the same page now.
Yep,
They
yep.
pay us.
okay. Well, since they're gonna pay us, or the sheriff's department, whoever, I will make the motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes 3-0. Thank you, Matt. That concludes the new business. Then we have business project updates.
I was just gonna give a couple of updates on the DLZ, project, the renovation project here. Obviously, we've replaced a test window in this building and over in the Masonic building. August the 23rd, there's a couple items that they need to, install that they did not have on this building, this window here. As everybody can tell, the window looks very good. We met with DLZ last week, because they have come across some issues with the electrical and disconnects. They're in the process of getting us, some updated information of what we'll need to do on that. And I was gonna ask you, Joel, are we still on for closing of the Walmart lot in August?
I've not heard anything.
Okay,
We're just kind of up.
okay, so we're.
I think that's good news.
That's what I was thinking too. And then, yay, big news, 200 North has been patched. NDOT DOC had NDOT come out and, patch the road, so, yeah, last week, I know. NDOT, DOC, I'll just say DOC requested NDOT. I don't know how forceful they requested, but DOC requested NDOT come out and patch the road. And I've already talked about the sinkhole that we have there. And, I think that's only the updates that I have to give right now.
Are there any comments from the public? If not,
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion is adjourned.